Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We are back with chapter number 359 of Hunter x Hunter. Last time on, let me just get my notes here. We went back to again the voyage sort of. We outlined quite a bit of rules as to how everything's situated with the tiers and who's allowed to go where and who's allowed to talk to who and whatnot. And at the end there's a little bit of possibly a scare moment, where what's his face, the kid, what's his name again? He had this weird like aura coming up, and then Kirby could turn around and they're like, nothing's wrong. So I don't know what's up there. I don't know if that's gonna be important. But again, I'm ready to get right into this one. So again, chapter number 359, Departure. Yeah, let's get this started. Let me grab my glasses here. And also, it looks like there are maybe like maybe like 3 chapters at the most, including this one left. I would say probably 2. So, it looks like possibly, just opening a drink here. It looks like possibly next volume is when things might really start taking off here. Although we'll have to wait and see. So again, this is volume number 34, chapter number 359 on page 167. This is Departure, which again, I'm pretty sure that's the title of the opening theme, is it not? All right. They are setting sail. Not really setting sail because they don't have sails to begin with, but they are taking off. The journey has begun. Next page. The Black Whale sets sail. Well, that's what I just said, but again, they're not really setting sail because they don't have any sails. I get that it's just a saying, but I mean, like, it's technically incorrect. All right. Welcome, passengers. The Black Whale is successfully... I also want to point this out. I love the name of just the Black Whale. Like, as if you couldn't see that it's just black. That's it. This is the title, The Black Whale. I feel like they could have gone with something a little bit cooler than that. The Black Whale successfully left port. Now onward to the vast ocean. We will spend the next 2 months sailing towards the Dark Continent. Again, you're not sailing anywhere. You don't have any sails on that ship. You're not fooling anybody. All right, next page. 170, 171. In 3 weeks, we will exit humanity's normal navigational and fishing waters. Here we will refuel and perform a final check of our vessel. Okay. Is that the shape of the Dark Continent, by the way? Do we know that that's like what it looks like? It just looks like Africa again. No, wait. Yeah. I mean, we already kind of have an Africa in the regular map, but this is just like another one, but way bigger. Okay. So they have that refuel point right there. The air will be more dangerous than the sea in these uncharted waters. Severe storms, water spouts, and fluctuations in the weather, as well as flying creatures, fighting over territories and struggling for survival, make the dangerous skies and make for the dangerous skies and will necessitate closing the top dome. I know. It's too bad. I mean, it really is too bad, but I think we would all rather close the dome than be eaten alive by flying creatures and storms and shit. I think we can live with it. That's the tier 2 theater. Okay. Again, it shouldn't be understated how massive this ship is. Like, this is a big theater they're in. And it's probably just some random tiny room. You know, insignificant compared to the rest of the size of everything. Rocked by rough seas for 5 weeks, then we will finally reach the Dark Continent. Yay! So that's the official voyage and the goal for the Cockeen royal family and general passengers. So there's another kind of map there. We have the territorial waters. The Black Whale goes out to the new continent, which again, not to be confused with the Dark Continent. And that's kind of their first stop, and there's the far ocean boundary, which is where they're refueling, right? They're not refueling at the new continent, right? No, I don't think so. They're just refueling at that like staging base, I guess. Which is also where I believe um the Zodiacs plan to do some funny business too, which we might get to again in a minute. Um, all right. He should be transferred to Morel's ship and head for the gate where the gatekeeper awaits. All right, tier 3 first class cabin. Oh, okay. So we're back with some Zodiacs and some other people who are okay. There's a small island on the way where we'll be set up, where we'll set up a staging base, and Nova will oversee distribution of supplies and personnel. Okay, so a small island, which is where the staging base is. All right. Tokarine will handle the transport from the Dark Continent back to the base. My ability isn't as useful as Nov's. It doesn't teleport and hit a low capacity. Okay, what does it do? So that's Tokarine, I'm guessing. Okay. She has a transport ability. You gotta find a couple more transporters ASAP. So thin and pretty. So cute. I'm trying, but it's hard. Alright, next page. Nope. Wait, next page now. 172, 173. Tier 1. Beyond's holding cell. Man, we haven't seen Beyond in a hot minute. And he's just chilling. Wonder what he's reading. Oh, hey, he's got a Coca-Cola, but it's not like exactly like it's not exactly like perfectly written in, so you can't tell that it says Coca-Cola. But it definitely says Coca-Cola. Do we really need 3 people watching him? I think it's a waste of personnel. This is Beyond we're talking about here. I think yes. You leave. Take away the weak link and we'll be better off. Ha, right back at you. Ha, ha, ha. Wow, that was a good one. No, you. It would be good to have multiple Zodiacs on tiers 1 and 2 for emergencies. 3 is too many to babysit Beyond when he has no motive for escape for now. Yeah, that's true. No motive to escape. We'll suggest a rotation to Mizai so that one of us can go support the Royal Army. Okay. Still reading? Who are these people? Oh, that's the, okay. Didn't you memorize that? You guys should at least read the chapter on the Labyrinth City. If I die, one of you will be deputy security, you know? Deputy secretary. That did not make any sense to me. Deputy security, I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck is that? Deputy secretary. Yeah, right. You'll be the last one to die. I don't know, the fact that he brought it up like that, that's definitely foreboding, to say the least. The Hunter Association is protecting us. We'll be fine. Not to mention the current International Permit Agency director is one of the unofficial sole survivors. You're going to be a living witness to Beyond's success. You're safe. Oh, I don't know about that. The director said the same thing. It's a free ride straight to a promotion. Don't worry. Remember us on your way up. I feel like they're all going to die at this point, the way they're talking about the future like that. Next page, 174, 175. Tier 3 Central Medical Clinic. The 200 tablet box of I hate this word. I can never say this word. I'm going to skip over it. It goes to shelf C top. And the 150 tablet box of diphenit. Okay, I can't say that. It's a chemical. Diphenidol. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, Spherical. We got this. We can live through this. Goes to shelf C bottom. I need some help over here. All right, it's just a whole bunch of banter amongst doctors. Stick the labels up, restock. Okay, I'm not reading any of that on that panel. It's all just doctors bantering. There's patients freaking out. Yada yada yada. Tier 4, Caucasian Royal Army Conference Room. All right, so Mizai's there with a whole bunch of old people. Tier 3, Central Courthouse. All right, we're just getting an overlook of the whole situation. Kurapika and a dead body. It's Woody. His blood has been drained from his body. He didn't check in, so I looked and found him like this. It wasn't locked, but I never lock the door if I'm taking a whiz. I do. I always lock the door. Always lock the door, no matter what. Is that weird? Maybe it is. I always lock the door. The time of death is between 12:15 and 12:30. There's no evidence of an intruder? No. Unfortunately, the suspect is someone in this section. Not necessarily, question mark? Who is Woody? I actually genuinely do not remember who Woody is. Woody is definitely, well, not too important of a character, I don't think of it. I don't remember who he is. Next page, 176, 177. I'm taking his clothes off. Whoa. Alright, so he's got a bunch of holes in him. It's reasonable to assume this was a Nen attack. I want everyone to answer honestly. Yeah, that's my assumption. It's likely this was done by an outsider with Nen abilities. If any of you can use Nen, step forward now. Nen? Is that a psychic power? I've never heard of such a thing. This wasn't some strange. I always forget that like most people aren't supposed to know what Nen is. Things are worse than I thought. It's too risky to use my chain here. I can understand the Royal Guard's feigning ignorance, but I don't understand the Hunters. If they would just take the initiative and show a cooperative attitude, the Royals would act differently. Alright, well, yeah, in this situation, nobody's getting anywhere with figuring out what's happening. It's almost time to fetch the two from the ceremonial hall. Hand the body over to the army. From now on, always be in a group. Why didn't you come forward? Nen is the biggest secret of the association, but you can see how the situation supersedes that. We can't get through this without adaptability. I mean, that's a fair question. I'd like to ask, why did you even bring up the topic of Nen? What? Our mission is limited to protecting the Queen and the Prince. This is the Kakian army's internal conflict, right? That's fair. Yeah, I don't know if talking about Nen, like, I always forget that Nen's not just a commonplace thing that not everybody knows about, and that really very few people know about. You know what I mean? I always forget. All right, next page. Don't tell me. Okay, so again, just going back to the last, I'm gonna read it again because I kind of broke for a second there. Our mission is limited to protecting the Queen and the Prince. This is the Kakian army's internal conflict, right? The next page, he says, "Don't tell me," and it's cut off. So we'll see what he's talking about in a second. If someone in the military could use Nen, stepping forward would have the opposite effect. It would be declaring our intent to interfere with their infighting. Okay, focus on our own mission and they won't bother us. They don't know about the succession battle. Okay. That would make sense. Because right now, they're talking as if they have no part in what's happening and they don't even really know for sure what's happening. But if they were hired specifically for this succession battle or to help in it, like this conversation would be going a lot differently. Okay. Interesting. Didn't you apply from the Kakian official website? Of course. Then you didn't see the Queen? The interview? We were exempt. Unlike you, we contacted Kakian right after the voyage was announced, and the application was only to formalize it. We know more about the royal family, the military, and their situation than you. Oh, really? The Queen seems to like you, but try to be more discreet. They went through Pariston. He didn't tell them about the succession battle, or Pariston doesn't know. I'm the only one who applied knowing the circumstances. Yep. All right, that makes sense. I was very lost in that conversation because I just didn't really get what they were trying to say, but they have no awareness of what's happening either. It's just us in Kurapika in this group, which is interesting. I'm interested to see how that works out, or if it works out at all. This is like, I don't know. All right, Tier 1 Ceremonial Hall. Queen Oito, it's time to retire. Retire from, is it? Everyone was here for the ceremony, so it'll be a 14-way battle royale. We may have been monitored by the king and the royal army, but it's all an act of folly to reach past me, the first prince for the crown. They must be put to death. If you end up killed by another prince, consider yourselves lucky. All right. Again, everything's like, the tensions are rising. I think that's all this chapter really is so far, is just, again, we're getting so close to everything just breaking loose. And when it does, next page, by the way, when it does, it's just gonna be interesting. Death by my hands won't be so simple. Damn. That's a cool shot. All right, so more shots of just the ceremony, the princes. We got, says, I hate his name so much. What's his number again? The fourth prince. All right, Lady Cacho, it's time to retire. Yes, let's go. Fufu. Oh no, we got, okay. All right. My lady, only one may go at a time. She's just going to see me off from the passageway. That's right. We like to have a private word sometimes. I know, right? They get along so well. Maybe we'll have co-rulers. Okay. Again, everyone's talking to each other. Everyone's also happy, you know. I'm waiting, like, any second we're gonna turn the page or start a new chapter or something, and somebody's going to die, and it's gonna set everything off. I mean, I guess we've already had someone die, but I mean, one of the princes is gonna die, and it's gonna set everything for a loop. Next page. Say, Caddy, about the succession battle. Don't get too cozy, you idiot. Listen up. We'll work together to kill the others. Okay. Again, I have my notes here of all of the princes. I'm gonna start, like, after this recording, I'm gonna start making a list of, like, where they all stand amongst each other and whatnot. Because again, there's a lot of alliances that are probably going to be happening, a lot of teaming up to get towards the end, a lot of things happening. If we're the last two remaining, I'll convince Daddy to let you live. Tell your guards to work together with mine. Got it? Now smile, dimwit. We're on camera. Again, I gotta put up that good front. See you, Fufu. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself reading all of her lines. Promise. I heard that. Scary. Tell Daddy to get rid of that old fart from the RG Foundation. He looks at me with those lecherous eyes, and it's gross. Yes, yes, ma'am, but just yes. Ew, what is that face on that guy on the left? Oh. It's, Melody. Okay. She's feeling herself. Was Melody hired by her then? Okay, so that's Melody there. All right. Next page. Oopsies. Next page. Lots of dead people that have been blood sucked. What happened? We don't know. We were cooking and unpacking. Who saw them last? They checked in 15 minutes ago. I didn't see them, but they reported no problems. Get behind me. You go to the living room. Okay, chains are out. Everything's out. I will tell you everything I know, and I will ask you some questions. If you lie, the chain will move. If it moves, I will shoot. Okay. Next page. I feel like it's going to end. It ended. I debated whether it should be moon and sun or sun and moon. I shouted it in my mind and decided sun and moon sounded better. Sun and moon is better. Moon and sun is just the wrong way of saying it. So, good on you. Jesus. All right. All right, so that was chapter number 359. Again, it's important to remember something that I completely forgot about until seeing Melody this chapter, but we do have some hunters that were sent by Kurapika to be hired under some of the other princes, just to, just to be spread out, I guess. Again, Melody's with Kacho, Hanzo, Momose, Basho, Lazarus, Bisky with Miriam, and Izanavi with Tyson. We haven't seen any of them in a minute. So again, seeing Melody this chapter was kind of cool. I want to see Hanzo, Bisky, like Basho, Izanavi. Like, I want to see all of them. They're cool. So let's just go back for a minute and just kind of skim through what happened from the beginning, because there was quite a bit. So just again, the first couple pages were just more of like conversation about, you know, what's going to be happening, the staging, the refueling, and, you know, all of that stuff. The first like really big stuff comes in page 175 when Woody's found dead. Who, again, I don't think we've ever met Woody before now, but not sure how or why he was killed. But he was killed. Probably with a Nen attack. Again, all of the bodyguards are trying to figure out what happened, but during this investigation, Kurapika realizes that he's the only one who actually knows about the succession battle, I guess. So we saw that. And then in the ceremony hall, again, we saw some interesting conversations among some of the people, or among some of the princes. And then Kacho and who is the other girl? So Kacho's the girl with the light hair, right? She's the one who she seems to kind of have this, you know, happy front going, but when she got alone with this girl, like, she seems kind of nasty. Who's the black-haired girl? I have no clue who that is. Let me go back and look again. Okay, I just went back and looked through the one panel we got of all the princes. That's Fugetsu. So I'm just gonna write down some properties of all these people so I can, you know, remember what they look like when we see them in the future. So they are going to be working together, Kacho and Fugetsu, and we see Benjamin and the fourth prince kind of looking at each other. They might have something going too, I'm not sure. But again, they had a conversation before. They do seem a little bit closer than the rest of the princes, or closer to each other than they are to the rest, so maybe they could be working together too a little bit. Again, I do think we'll see a lot of teamwork happening, until we get to the end, of course, where only one can win. But so again, yeah, Kacho was the one we kind of saw quite a bit of, or quite, like, we didn't see very much of her, but we saw more of her than we've seen of a lot of the other princes. And again, she has this very, like, cute, fun presence, but she seems kind of like a bitch. And again, Fugetsu we barely saw, and she seems very, like, submissive. She'll work with this girl, whatever. So those two, Serenich, whatever his name is, Benjamin and Tyson. Those five we have a decent grip on those five's personalities, and Wobble, I guess. So that's 6. The rest of the princes we are still don't know a whole lot about, and don't know exactly how they're going to act and whatnot. So but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this chapter. A lot of text again, and it looks like one more chapter for this volume. Oh yeah, and I guess quickly, Kurapika encountered a lot more of these or bloodless people, I guess, and he's questioning everybody who's here. And yeah, we'll see where that line of questioning takes us next time. But anyways, that's it for today. So I thank you guys for watching. As always, if you want early access to these reactions, you can click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/FiorcoFilms, and you can check that out there. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys all 1 week from today with chapter number 360, Parasite. Until then, peace out.